Next Week in Wolfeboro is underwritten by the Downtown Grill Cafe. The Downtown Grill Cafe is located at 33 Main Street in beautiful Wolfeboro, New Hampshire, with a fantastic view of Lake Winnipesaukee and Cape Park. Hours of operations are daily from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. For more information about this underwriter, check out the website www.downtowngrill.cafe.
Welcome to Next Week in Wolfeboro. I'm your host, Will Hunter.
Hello, Wolfeboro. I'm Caden Laing.
We're coming to you from the Wolfeboro Community Television studios, where we bring your community to view.
Thank you to our friends at the Downtown Grill Cafe for underwriting Next Week in Wolfeboro.
It is through their support and yours that programs like ours are possible in Wolfeboro Community Television.
If you would like to underwrite a program for Wolfeboro Community Television, please contact our producers at 569-0219.
Let's hear about what is happening around Wolfeboro from our friends at the Wolfeboro Area Chamber of Commerce. Mrs. DeVries and Mr. Bailey are at the Chamber of Commerce information booth at the train station. Hello, Mrs. DeVries and Mr. Bailey.
Hi, and welcome back to Next Week in Wolfeboro. We're happy you were with us again. Mary and I are going to tell you all that we know that's happening in our community this next week. So Mary, start it right off on the 28th of September.
It's the continuation of the 2019 Art Walk, and it's a fun event. Just bring your friends and family into town, and you can stroll along and see the wonderful artwork that's available throughout multiple locations. And you'll see some signage out front, and where you can step inside and see that artwork. Again, as I said, it's 5 to 7:30 in the evening on the 28th.
And for more information, if you need it, other than what Mary just told you, call 569-3994. And again on the 28th, keep it rolling. What's happening?
The Wolfeboro Historical Society is putting on an autumn craft fair.
Super.
And that should be fun. It's 10 in the morning until 4. You'll find all kinds of goodies there.
Yeah.
And it's taking place over in the barn at the Clark House Museum Complex.
Great. What do you do if they want more information on that? What do you do?
You're going to give the Historical Society a telephone call at 569-4997. You're really just better off just showing up 10 to 4 that day.
There you go.
Yes.
And also on the 28th, if you haven't been wasted completely, chocolate confections and more. It's an auction at the All Saints Church on South Main Street, put on by the Wolfeboro Lions Club. And chocolate's coming. Anyhow.
Chocolate.
What do you do to find more information on that?
You can call the Lions Club it's a volunteer, and their number is 986-7053. They've been putting this fundraiser on for quite a few years now. Yeah.
And it's been very successful. So forget your diet, just go and see them, whatever.
Yes.
Have a good time there. Okay, on October 1st, here we are, October already.
Oh.
What's happening on the 1st?
Well, our wonderful Wright Museum is putting on an event for the public again, and that, as you said, Alan, is on October 1st, 7 o'clock in the evening, is Rally Round the Flag, folk songs from the American Civil War.
There you go. You have to make reservations, please, because there's only limited seating at the Wright Museum. It's 80 seats, but they fill up very fast. So call 569-1212 to make your reservation so you won't be left out in the cold, or in this case, the heat. Okay, up next.
This is just the perfect name for a fall event.
Yes, indeed.
Cozy Up event.
Cozy Up.
Cozy Up over at the Wolfeboro Public Library. They are hosting 6 authors who, these are just best-selling authors, I should mention, and they will be at the library from 4 to 7. And you will want to call to reserve your seat, 569-2932.
Look at that. All kinds of things happening this next week. So if you don't go out and share them, we're going to be very disappointed. And you have something else you want to tell us.
Yep, we do have here available at the Information Center for you to pick up copies of the Governor Wentworth Regional School District's Fall Adult Education course schedule. And the courses pretty much all start the first, some the second week in October. So coming right up, it's not too late to register. There's 4 pages here. So for example, there are swim lessons available. Yes. And our good friend Marianne over at Wolfeboro Community Television, she volunteers and she has a course on here. There's Brian Lang, Susan Poirier, we have Helen Fernald, lots of names that are familiar in the community and some new ones. So
Yes.
nice schedule of courses, and there's a variety of times and days of the week. So really, if you're interested in something, take a look. We have a whole supply here.
Anything else you want to tell these folks, please?
Remember to shop, dine, and have fun in your town.
That's Wolfeboro, folks. Be nice to each other. Give somebody a hug. Will you do that? Take care of yourselves. Hey, Will and Caden, take care, boys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey and Mrs. DeVries. Hey, Mr. Bailey, we are taking good care of ourselves. Okay, here are some things Kate and I like to share with everyone. We will start with Friday, September 27th.
This is the last day for nonprofit organizations to submit an application to the Festival of Trees, which will be held at the Wright Museum in early December.
Wolfeboro Public Library has opened with a newly paved parking area. The library will continue to operate with its under construction hours. These hours include opening on 12 noon on Wednesdays and is completely closed on Fridays. When they are open, please enter through the new front entrance.
The Wolfeboro Public Library Children's Story Time will continue, but not at the library, which is closed on Fridays during construction, but it will be held at the New Hampshire Boat Museum at 10:30 a.m.
The Wolfeboro Town Hall employees deserve a break. So, all of the Town Hall offices will close at 12 noon so the employees can participate in the annual Employee Appreciation Day cookout. We will appreciate our town employees. Have a great time at your cookout.
The Kingswood Varsity Girls Field Hockey Team will play Portsmouth on the Kingswood Alumni Field at 4 o'clock p.m. And the Kingswood Varsity Football Team plays John Stark at 7 o'clock p.m., also on the Kingswood Alumni Field.
On Saturday, September 28th,
The Wolfeboro Parks and Recreation Department is holding its third annual Fall Festival. Fall Festival will be at the Foss Field Complex this year. You may park behind the plaza and enter near the basketball courts, or you may park by the tennis courts and enter from the bridge, Falls Path side. In either case, just listen for the music and have lots of fun.
the Clark House Museum Fall Craft Fair is from 10 o'clock a.m. until 4 o'clock p.m. at the Clark House Museum.
Bring your dog, cat, horse, cow, bird, or other domestic animal to the annual Blessing of the Animals on the church lawn at 12 noon at St. Katharine Drexel Catholic Church. This traditional event is in celebration of St. Francis of Assisi Feast Day.
A watercolor demonstration will be given at the Art Place from 5 until 7:30 p.m. Local artist Peter Ferber will focus on reflections and contrasts with a lake scene. This event is part of the annual Wolfeboro Art Walk, which concludes at the end of September.
Music, great food, fine art will highlight the annual Wolfeboro Arts Festival from 5 o'clock p.m. until 7:30 p.m. at local small studios, galleries, and merchants. Featured at the Cali Gallery will be guitarist singer Jonathan Sardi.
Wolfeboro Lions Club is offering all you sweet-toothed persons a delicious and decadent chocolate confections and more. Auction at All Saints Episcopal Church. The auction is chock full of chocolate cakes, pies, cookies, candles, and wine, gift cards, and baskets. The dinner with dessert starts at 6:30 p.m., followed by the auction at 7 o'clock p.m. Reservations are required. You may make a reservation or request additional information by calling 986-7053.
The New Hampshire Boat Museum is offering free admission as part of the Smithsonian Magazine Museum Day program. Museum Day is an annual celebration of boundless curiosity hosted by Smithsonian Magazine. Participating museums and cultural institutions across the country provide free entry to anyone presenting a Museum Day ticket. Registration for the free tickets are available on Smithsonian's website.
And on Sunday, September 29th,
Come and worship in the atmosphere of the Lord's creation at Cape Park with the First Congregational Church during their half-hour service, which starts at 7:30 a.m.
the Wolfeboro Center Community Church will hold its only service of the year with theme of Hope and Promise at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The church is located at the corner of Route 28 and Route 109. And on Monday, September 30th,
The Kingswood varsity volleyball team will play Guilford High School at 5:30 p.m. at the Kingswood High School main Gymnasium.
On Tuesday, October 1st,
The supervisors of the checklist will accept your voter registrations at the Wolfeboro Town Hall.
the Back Bay Path by Fossfield is the best place to view the model sailboat races on Back Bay from 1 to 4 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Quitting smoking isn't easy, but it will be easier with the right help, and help is what Huggins Hospital is offering.
The American Lung Association's Fall Free Some from Smoking program and classes are held every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m.
These classes are held at the Huggins Medical Arts Educational Center. For more information, please call 569-7500.
The Wolfeboro Public Library Evening Book Group meets at 6:30 p.m. to discuss the book Washington Black by S.E. Edugeyer.
The Wright Museum presents a program by The Hardtacks with music and stories. The program called Rally Round the Flag, a century of folk songs from the American Civil War, will begin at 7 o'clock p.m. in the museum lecture hall on the second floor.
On Wednesday, October 2nd,
The Wolfeboro Public Library is open from 12 noon until 8 o'clock p.m.
on Thursday, October 3rd,
The Wolfeboro Area Farmers Market is at Clark Park every Thursday throughout this fall from 12 noon until 4:30 p.m. They often have fresh vegetables, fruits, dairy products, gourmet mushrooms, fresh fish, cut flowers, meats, honey, herbal products, baked goods, vegan ice cream, a variety of prepared foods, and much more.
the Bridge Falls Path by Fossfield is the best place to watch the model sailboat racing on Back Bay from 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
The Molly the Trolley 90-minute haunted tour trips are being offered every Thursday night until October 31st. This haunted tour is appropriate for those 12 years and older. The haunted trolley tour departs from the Wolfeboro Inn at 7 o'clock p.m. Additionally, the Wolfeboro Inn is offering a 10% discount for food at Wolf's Tavern on the night of the tour. Reservations are required and can be made by calling the haunted phone number 569-1080.
On Friday, October 4th,
The Lakes Region Newcomers Club will hold its first Friday of the month, breakfast at the Wolfeboro Inn at 8:30 a.m. Remember, you don't have to be new to the area to join the club.
the girls' varsity soccer team plays Andover on the Kingswood Alumni Field at 6 o'clock p.m.
The First Congregational Church across from Carpenter School is having a fundraiser, Italian dinner, at 6 o'clock p.m.
On Saturday, October 5th,
Cozy Up, you will hear from and you will be able to mingle with 6 best-selling mystery books authors known as the Wickets. This Cozy Up event at the Wolfeboro Town Hall upstairs in the Great Hall starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Proceeds from the event will go toward fundraising for funding furniture for the library's new cozy reading nooks.
the Old White Church opening concert for the season features Celtic guitar and fiddler musicians at 7:30 p.m. The church is located at 148 Middleton Road in Tuftonboro. And some upcoming and ongoing things for you to consider include
The Wolfeboro Lions Club announces its new meeting schedule. Meetings will be held the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month from 12 noon until 1:30 p.m. Meeting will be held at the Huggins Hospital Medical Arts Center conference room. You may buy lunch from the nearby cafeteria and join the meeting at noon.
the admission to the Wright Museum is half price if you bring a donation to the Life Ministries food pantry of 4 canned goods for non-perishable food items. The special admissions price with the food donation will be valid through the end of October.
Registration is open for the Lakes Region Curling Association's Fall 2019 season. To register, download and complete both the registration form and waiver form from their website, lakescurling-nh.org/membership.
The Lakes Region Curling Association will hold 8 weekly matches which take place on Sunday evenings from 5:15 to 7:15 p.m. at the Pop Whalen Ice and Art Center. For more information, go to that website. Here it is again on your screen, lakescurling-nh.org.
A special exhibit will be on display at the Wright Museum and remains on display until October 31st. The exhibit called The Last Good War, The Faces and Voices of World War II. This exhibit documents the pictures and the words of veterans across the country who fought in the last good war. Also note, the Wright Museum is accepting donations to support the Kingswood Regional High School food pantry. Donations may be submitted at the Wright Museum from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and from 12 noon until 4 p.m. on Sundays.
Okay, let's hear from the Parks and Recreation Department for an update on upcoming programs and activities. Assistant Recreation Director Justin Chafee is at... Wait, he's right here at our news desk, Caden. Hey, Justin Chafee, how do you like our TV studio?
Thanks, Will. I decided to get out of the office today. It was a little boring over at Parks and Rec, so I decided to come on by and check out your studio. A lot of cool stuff happening here, just like we have going on at Parks and Rec. Coming up on Saturday, September 28th, we have our Fall Festival. This is the first year we're going to hold it down at the Pavilion, right downtown, behind Deviler's Market, right at Fossfield. So if you're looking for something fun to do with the family, we are going to have wildlife encounters, New Hampshire Farm Museum, lots of different fall games. We're going to have chili, mac and cheese, lots of good food, lots of fun stuff to do for the whole family. So come on down to Fossfield on the 28th from 11 to 2, and we'll have lots of good stuff for you, the kids, everyone to enjoy. The other thing to look out for is the end of the month here. We will have our brochure coming out for all of our fall, winter, and even some early spring activities. Things like turkey trot are coming right around the corner sooner than you know it. We also have ski fittings for anybody who is planning to use season-long rentals at Abenaki. Lots of good stuff on the way. Ski lessons, ski team stuff, all kinds of good stuff happening at Parks and Rec, and that information will be delivered to schools by September 30th, and you'll be able to register right on our website on October 1st. So definitely look for that. Also, if you're driving around town and you haven't visited us over at Abenaki and Popwellen, you should come on by. We have a crew out there right now expanding the Twister Trail for many of you who know. So we're going to have an extra trail open hopefully this winter, but we're working on it. Hopefully get it up and going this winter so you guys can enjoy that. So lots of good stuff going on with us, and we're excited to share that with you. So that's all I have today. Next week I'll probably be back in the office, but who knows, I might pop up here anytime now and take your spot, Will. So back to you.
Thank you, Justin Chafee. The library is open with its new pavement and front entrance, and the library director, Cindy Scott, will tell us what's coming up at the Wolfeboro Public Library. Over to you, Cindy Scott.
Thanks, Will. Coming up at the Wolfeboro Public Library, we are unfortunately going to have to be closed on Monday, September 30th, due to some site work that's going to require everybody to be off-site and nobody can be in the parking lot. We'll reopen on Tuesday, October 1st at our normal time at 9:30 a.m. For programs, we have on Tuesday, October 1st at 6 p.m. our evening book group, Washington Black, which is by S.E. Edijan, will be under discussion. Coming up, a special fundraiser on Saturday, October 5th from 4 to 7 p.m., and that's at the Great Hall, at the Town Hall. This is going to feature 6 cozy mystery authors, and tickets can be purchased for $25 at the Country Bookseller, at Black's, and also at the library. For children, we have coming up on Tuesday, October 1st at 10:30 a.m. our regular preschool story hour. On Wednesday, October 2nd at 1 p.m. we repeat the preschool story hour. And on Thursday, October 3rd at 10:30 a.m. we have our toddler time story hour. Back to you, Will.
Thank you, Cindy Scott. Now let's go over to Mike and the Haas Sports Center to hear from our new friends, Mr. Dene and Mr. Hossack. They are going to tell us about upcoming home games for the Kings and Knights. Over to you, Mr. Dene and Mr. Hossack.
Thanks, Will and Caden. Charlie, this week it's a pretty light week in Kingswood Sports, at least at home.
Yeah, it is.
So this Friday, the football team is going to be taking on John Stark at home at 7 o'clock. We'll be there for that, but we're also going to be there for the field hockey team.
Right.
We're going to broadcast our first field hockey game this year, and they have Portsmouth at home, and we know Portsmouth is always a pretty good program.
Very good program.
And they're going to be at 4 o'clock at Alumni Field. And then next Monday, volleyball is at home against Guilford at 5:45. We were supposed to have Coach Place in our show this week, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Yep. And then all the way to Friday, next Friday, girls soccer is going to be at home against Hanover.
Yeah.
So it's a light week in Kingswood sports at home anyway.
It is, but
so it looks like the buses are going to be rolling all week long.
A lot of away games.
A lot of away games.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be it for this week for the sports. Back to you, Will.
Thank you, Mr. Day and Mr. Hossack. We now wrap up a report from St. Katharine Drexel Catholic Church. Deacon Charlie Ferrero is at the church to give us an update on their upcoming programs. Hello, Deacon Charlie Ferrero.
Hi, Will. It's Deacon Charlie, St. Katharine Drexel. We got a very busy week coming up, lots of interesting events. Hope you can join us. Starting on Friday, the 27th of September, we have Eucharist Adoration from 8:30 to 3 o'clock. And then Saturday, we have a marriage enrichment program. That's going to run from 9 a.m. to 3 o'clock. That'll be a great event to come to. And at noon, bring your animals down to St. Katharine Drexel. We have a blessing of the animals and the Feast of St. Francis of Assisi. And everybody's invited to come, no matter what your faith is. Bring your animals and we'll have a good time blessing them. Also, the gift shop is open from 2:45 to 3:45 that day, and we have Mass at 4 o'clock. Sunday is a very busy day. We start with 8:30 a.m. Mass. The Knights of Columbus on the 29th will have a rosary in the prayer garden. The gift shop is open again from 9:30 to 10:30. Faith formation for our young children in the parish runs from 9:30 to 10:30. The 10:30 a.m. Mass. Most importantly, at noontime till 3, we have the end-of-life workshop. Now you say, what's that all about? It's all about understanding all the choices and decisions you have to make when you enter a hospital. We have a renowned panel now. It's very easy to decide whether you should come or not. It's this simple. If you haven't been to one, you need to come. Now you ask why. It's because all of the advances in science and medicine over the years have complicated the number of questions. And to get an understanding of how you should respond to those questions, you want to come and hear what they have. We have a beautiful panel. We have a doctor who's coming who works in the field locally, Dr. Chuck Hiles. I will be covering the Catholic understanding of those decisions. We have Jennifer Hoover coming and representing the legal aspects, so you can talk about how to set it up properly from a legal perspective. And lastly, we have people from the parish who've lived through this experience that will share with you their pluses and minuses of having gone through it, what they liked about it, what they would change. So that's a very good seminar. It's end of life. It's on Sunday at noon, the 29th, from noon to 3 o'clock. And there'll be plenty of time to ask questions at the end of the day. On Monday, we have the Discovery Group, which will meet at 7 a.m. Tuesday, October 1st, as we roll into the month of October, we have the Tuesday Choir that will start at 7 p.m. and go to 8 p.m. On October 2nd, that Wednesday, we have the Knights will be meeting at 6 p.m. And on Thursday, October 3rd, the Prayer Shawl Ministry will meet at 1 p.m. The Rosary will be at 6:30 p.m. And we have Spirit of the Living God at 7. And now to you, Good Will Hunting. See you next week.
Thank you, Deacon Charlie Ferrero. Ha, he still calls me Good Will Hunting. Well, Caden, we did it.
Yes, William, we did it. That's all we have for this week.
Thank you for tuning into our weekly program.
Remember, there is always something to do in and around Wolfeboro.
If you'd like to add an event to our program, please contact Wolfeboro Community Television Studios at 569-0219 or send an email to wctv25@gmail.com.
We hope to see you out and about.
And look forward to seeing you next week. With clear eyes and full hearts, I'm Will Hunter.
And I'm Caden Laing for Wolfeboro Community Television.
Bringing your community to view.